Hello friends, how are you? It's been a couple weeks. Just wanted to do a little 3-month surgiversary check-in. So my name is Jennifer. I am 42 years old. I am 5'4". I had VSG surgery on January 23rd, 2017. My high weight was 257, which was a couple days pre-op. Surgery weight was 250, and my current weight is 209 pounds. I think I'm doing pretty darn good. I'm very excited about my progress. It has definitely slowed down a bit, but I'm actually considering that I'm not really exercising right now. I think I'm pretty pleased with just eating like the low calorie. It's still doing really well for me. So a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about today. So having heartburn issues, and so I want to talk about that. And I also want to talk about my final total bills for the VSG surgery. And I wanted to talk to you about how I'm eating and what I'm doing now currently. Okay, so first thing is, in the past I've talked a lot about the heartburn issue. And I've had a few questions about whether it's better, whether it is worse. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to say I think it's less frequent, but unfortunately, it's actually kind of worse. Sorry, hold on. I'm taking this new medicine. It's called Securelafate. I'm probably killing that. Can you see that? These are big, humongous pills. Look at that. I've never had a bottle of pills this large in my entire life. It says to take it 4 times a day. That's really difficult for me. I typically will do 2 a day. I also take Prilosec in the morning. I take one of these midday and then one in the evening. They're very large. It's not only a big bottle, but the pills themselves are 1 gram, which is really large. I do take thyroid medication as well, and so trying to time out all these meds, it's a little challenging because, like I said, I do take Prilosec, but I also take Tums quite often. And even like right now, I actually have a little bit of heartburn right now. I should probably take one, but I won't do that on camera. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys about something different that's happened with the heartburn that is something that's very new for me. So we all, a lot of us have felt the sensation of heartburn, where it's literally kind of like a burning sensation, like kind of like in your chest. Sometimes after surgery, you can kind of feel it a little bit higher, which is what, like right now, I'm feeling like heartburn. There's something new that has happened, and I'm actually going to request a referral to a specialist over this. What's been happening is at nighttime, if I tend to maybe have a little bit too much of acidic foods, or maybe I'll have a little bit of coffee, or I eat too close to bedtime, or maybe I forget to take my evening dose of the pills. I have on several occasions now woken up with the most horrid, the only way I can describe it is it's as if there are fumes, toxic fumes, coming from my belly, up my esophagus, out my mouth and my nose, where it actually kind of feels like I'm like breathing fire. It is extremely painful, extremely uncomfortable, quite alarming. There was the very first time it ever happened, I woke up and there was also just a horrid taste like in my mouth, and and I'm gonna be coughing because I do have a little bit of heartburn right now. And that is one of my symptoms of the heartburn. But what it felt like was literally I kept like having to swallow really hard because it kept wanting to like literally come up, but it wasn't like nausea or like vomiting. It was literally like the acid was stuck in my stomach and it wanted to come up as a liquid form instead of it just being like a pain or a feeling. It was like a tangible thing, and I kept trying to like swallow really hard to make it like stay down. And I was able to get to the bathroom from my bed, which actually isn't very far, but it felt like it was a mile because it was so It was kind of scary, to be honest, because it was the first time it ever happened. And what I found is I kept trying to like keep it from coming up. And finally I was like, I can't keep it down. And so I kind of just went over and I just let it come out. And it came out this like yellow, thick, liquidy stuff. But it was just yellow liquid. As soon as that was out of my mouth, out of my stomach, oh my gosh, immediate relief. I was able just to take, I chewed up a couple Tums. I took a Prilosec. I was able to sleep for the rest of the night. It was no problem. I've had several other situations where it's happened not quite as bad, and only one other time where I actually had to throw up the acid. But I also had a situation just the other night where, and I kind of worry that maybe this is a gallbladder thing. And so if this sounds like a gallbladder thing, if you have knowledge about this, and if you agree that that's what this sounds like, please tell me. So I was sleeping on my right side, and in my sleep, I kind of sat up a little bit and I turned to my left side. As soon as I went to my left side, I got like this the acid from my something, like I felt it like flushed out into my stomach, and then it like went up and like up the back of my esophagus. It burned the whole back of my esophagus up into my throat and up the top of my nose. It was the most bizarre feeling, sensation. It was enough to where I needed to like get up. And what I ended up doing is, okay, now I probably never mentioned this like on my videos, but I don't really like milk very much. I just don't have a taste for milk. It was enough for me to come upstairs and actually drink some milk in the hopes of kind of coating, because I was so irritated in my throat and it was just burning like my nose and the back of my throat. But to wake up on other occasions with just like fumes like coming out, like out of my mouth and up my esophagus and my throat and out of my mouth and out of my nose, it's horrible. I never ever experienced that pre-op. I had just the typical acid reflux. Pre-op, I did have situations where sometimes if I would wake up, and this is so gross, but I'm sorry. But that's why we do these videos, right? To like share information. But pre-op, there were a couple times where I'd wake up and there'd be like, but it was more like kind of like throw up, kind of like in my mouth a little bit, and I would like kind of choke it down and then go brush my teeth and swallow some, like chew up some Tums, and that would be it. So this is very, very different. It happens about once a week. Yeah, I guess maybe if I was taking these pills like 4 times a day, maybe that wouldn't happen at all. But this is so different that there's a thing called silent reflux, and I'm not sure if maybe that could be something going on. So I'm gonna definitely go to a specialist and see what's going on, because man, it is gross. Okay, but so yes, I do. Unfortunately, I still have acid reflux, and yeah. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk to you is about the final cost of surgery. So now I am 3 months out, and I have received all my bills. So I got the doctor's bill, I got the anesthesiology bill, I got the hospital bill, which also actually included quite a lot of other things too in it, but it was just one bill. And I have Blue Cross of California, and my out-of-pocket cost was about $3,000. I think the total bill was $120-ish thousand. My portion was $3,000, which I'm so grateful that it was only $3,000. So, and I don't know if it would have been more expensive if it was the gastric bypass, or if it was, but I also want to remind you that I did stay in the hospital for 2 nights. And so that might be a factor. So like other people might have a little bit less of a bill, but that was my final bill. For me personally, so well worth it. Oh my goodness. I think my total loss is what, 46 or 47 pounds, 46 and a half pounds, something like that. So the fact that I've lost almost 50 pounds in 3 months is just amazing. It's fantastic. But one thing I did want to talk to everybody about is really, if you're pre-op, I really suggest really thinking about your diet, and if you're going to be following A lot of us are given different diets from our nutritionist or our doctors pre-op, whereas with mine wasn't really. I mean, yes, I mean they talk about protein first, you know, then your veggies, like, and they kind of count veggies and carbs. With my nutrition, they kind of count, you know, protein all by itself, and then veggies and as part of carbs, and then like if you're gonna have any starches are on the way bottom. 3 months out, I really don't have room for that. I am actually eating a pretty small quantity of food. I went out to dinner with my friend the other night and I ordered a bunless cheeseburger and I had 2 bites. And plus I think I probably ate them a little too fast, but I couldn't fit another anything in my stomach. So, I mean, we're talking less than an ounce of food. So depending on the food, sometimes I can eat 2.5 ounces, maybe 3 ounces, depending on what it is. But the meat, I actually don't tolerate meat very well. Meat fills me up extremely fast. And I know that we're supposed to have the protein, but it's just so filling that it's not very comfortable, you know, for me. And I'm not really getting a lot of vegetables right now. I cannot do the ketogenic diet like I had hoped. I cannot tolerate any quantity of avocado, coconut oil, butter, fatty cuts of meat, anything like that, bacon. I just can't tolerate it. I get a really, like a brick in my stomach, a really uncomfortable feeling in my stomach. I also cannot eat anything extremely sugary. Like the other day, my kids got me some peanut butter ice cream from Baskin Robbins, which is like one of my favorite ice creams. I don't eat ice cream very often. I have ultra sensitive teeth, and so it's not something that has ever really been part of my lifestyle or my my taste. But they did give me a little treat, and I tried to eat it, and it just felt like, I mean, I had like one little bite, and I felt like I had like a stone like sitting in my belly. So that doesn't work really well for me. So what I'm trying to do currently is just being very mindful of calories. Try not to eat anything that is has a higher number of calories. I'm averaging. I have increased my calories. I am now averaging between 800 and 900 calories per day. I am still steadily losing, but I am still not really able to do much exercise. I do walk just with my job. I walk several miles a day, but in terms of intentional exercise, I'm sort of doing some stuff with my house, and so I really don't have the time, but I'm working hard, like when I'm on my house and stuff. So I do, you're definitely getting some exercise, and I'm definitely breaking a sweat, but I'm not like going to a gym or anything like that. Struggling very much with the water still. I mean, I've been saying that since like my very first video. I can't believe I've had such a struggle, you know, with that. It seems so easy, drink water, yet I get to the evening and I realize how little that I have been drinking. Today, I was just released from jury duty. I was on jury duty as just the jury selection aspect of it for 5 days. And so today, Monday, so I started on Tuesday, so went all week, all from Tuesday on last week, and then today. So I just got released because I don't think I've ever mentioned this before, but I actually do work for the court. And so I had processed, I think maybe, I'm not sure. I don't really recall it, but I might have processed paperwork for the defendant. And so, because that's part of my my job. So anyway, that was really a challenge because, you know, when you're in the courtroom, you can't have anything, you can't have any liquids. He did finally, on the 4th day, someone asked specifically because on the door of the courtroom, it says, no food, no drinks, like nothing, no chewing gum. And someone asked if we could please have water at least. And so the judge did allow us to have water on Friday and today. But that's really been a challenge, is not being able to drink. And plus you're trying to be really discreet. So it was one of those things. But, you know, I just had the bottle ready to go. So every time I had a chance, I would drink. But I guess that's it. Hope you guys are having a great week. And I will touch base soon. Okay? Bye, everybody.